Hey everybody, Andrew Boylan here on Actors 317. I'm on the AB in the Film set, but a little over towards the right, because this is not an AB in the Films episode, as you can probably tell by the title. I got about a half hour free time, and brand new Man and Dog video. Here we go. I was actually going to talk about this last summer when I discovered that CD in my car, the one during the vlogs, I was talking about it in my car, and, I wanted to show you guys how the original CD sounded and what they did to edit it into the new one, the one that we all know for the last 22 years. I thought the animation video would answer a lot of questions, but the more I think about it, the more I realize the animation video was just a way of showing you guys what those deleted dialogue bits were. And I got a little bit of a confession to make about that. You guys didn't hear all of the deleted dialogue bits. You didn't. There are like one or two more things that you didn't hear. And there's a reason I didn't put them in. Now, let me explain something here. For those of you who are wondering what's going on with Bubba, what's going on, are you going to get the deleted stuff back into the show? I can't make any promises right now. I just talked to some people in management at Wonderland a couple days ago, and I told them what the problems were and what we're going to do this summer, and we had a good conversation and stuff. But, We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't want to give any dates. I don't want to say what we're going to do because I don't know yet. But basically, just to let you guys put your mind at ease, we're talking about it. We're talking, okay? Which is good because we haven't had a time to do so because we've been open weekends, throughout October, November, December of last year, of 2019. And now, I've taken a month off from there at my other job, and we finally got around to talking about what we can do and how can we do it, and it's a work in progress, and I think we're definitely going to get some results this year, which is a good thing. So that's where we are right now. But as far as this goes, I wanted to show you guys something, because I think you guys might get a kick out of this, and it might answer a couple questions that you might still have about the Man and Dog, if you still have any other questions left, because I know I still have, but, I want to talk about some of the movements that they do and why they do them, and I think this answers a lot of questions that I had, and I think some of the questions you guys might have. So anyway, if you guys remember, when I found that CD of the original full-length show that we haven't heard since early 98, I think? Yeah, summer of 98 is when they made the switch. So, pre-1998, mostly everything that you have heard now from the, what would become the animation video that I did last October, that was pretty much just to show you guys what the deleted dialogue bits were. And there's one or two deleted dialogue bits that I didn't put in there that are in the original show that are not in the edited version. So this stuff you haven't really heard before. And I got my computer right next to me. I'm going to play some of it for you. But I want to show you guys how they edited this into what would be the edited version. Now, if you remember when I found this in my car, I said I think the reason they edited it is because on the original CD, and that's another thing I should tell you guys. Okay, so on the original CD, the first three songs, Rocky Top, Your Cheatin' Heart, Cotton Eye Joe, they were all locked in on one track. So if you put a quarter in, because it was a quarter in those days, you put a quarter in and Rocky Top happened to be that selection, you were going to get those first three songs for one quarter. And that was it. And they were all locked in as one track. And then the next quarter, you were going to get Country Roads and Get Along Without You Now as one show. And then a third quarter would have gotten you Thank God I'm a Country Boy and Mockingbird Hill as one show, and that would be it. Now, somewhere along the line, I think Wonderland Pier went to Sally Corp, and they went to Sally Corp and said, can we get all 7 songs, but not as 3 tracks, as 7 tracks, meaning 1 quarter for 1 song. And by 2002, $1 for 1 song, which is the way it is now. So, in order to do that, they had to edit this. They had to edit it because not every song originally ended with the drum beats. Not every song ended with, you know, this kind of dialogue. So it's a little different. Now, the animation video, what I did was I wanted to keep the integrity. Here's what the animation video was. That is what the show would look like if we were to get the deleted dialogue parts back in with all 7 songs separated, okay? Because I still like the idea, because I'm used to the edited version for so long, because that's the one we've been hearing for 22 years, that I didn't want to take away the drum beat. Oh, I didn't want to take this away from that song or that away from that song. Even though it doesn't belong there in the original version, it's still, you know, I still don't want to change much. I just want to get the deleted stuff back in. That's all I want. But I don't want to move stuff around. But they moved stuff around. So I'm going to show you guys. Now, here's the thing. Some of you might be wondering, when you guys listen to the audio tracks and you put headphones on, you might hear, like, all of the audio in one ear and nothing in the other ear. Because here's the thing. These guys have been around since the early 80s. Okay? These are Pizza Time animatronics. We didn't get them until the 90s, but the way it was done was, the CD that I have, that's actually not a CD. That's what you call an analog disc. Now, for those who don't know, analog is so outdated. I mean, I think it's more outdated than the VHS, the VCR, video cassettes. Now, that's what I grew up with, but analog is so ancient now, nobody uses it. So that's why I think you hear, like, when you take the analog disc and put it in a CD player, the CD I was holding in my hand, when you put that in, you're going to hear this, like, really loud, and you'll hear the audio, but it's so silent you can't even hear it. So what I did was I took the analog disc, put it in my computer, used GarageBand and Pro Tools, and on the left ear, turned the all the way down, and the audio in this ear all the way up. So now you hear the audio, but you still hear, you'll still hear that, but you'll hear all the audio out of one ear. And there's nothing really I can do about that. And then I burned those, I remixed the tracks that way and put that on a CD, a blank CD, and that was the CD you saw me playing in my car when I discovered that new disc. So that's what I did, and that's why you hear that. You won't hear that in the live show, but in any of the tracks that I release on YouTube or any of my videos, that's why you hear that, and there's nothing I can do about that. It's just the way it is. So I'm going to play you guys Rocky Top, and we're going to explain a few things. So here's the show. This is the original. Now, this is the original unedited thing. This is the full show, no editing, nothing. This is it. So I think we have it here. Now, it starts off with Rocky Top, right?
Yippee-yi-yay! Welcome to Wonderland. Here, that is. Sure hope everyone's having a great time. This is going to be a request show. Hot dog.
Okay, so we all know how Rocky Top starts. I didn't edit anything out. What you're seeing in the animated video, that was how Rocky Top started. Here's how Rocky Top originally ended, and we go into your cheating heart. Unedited. The original pre-98 show. Hold on.
Hey, Rocky, did they name Rocky Top after you? Shoot, no.
See, it goes right into the next... They're still talking. You know, there's no drum beat at the end of Rocky Top and no drum beat at the beginning of Your Cheating Heart. It goes right into the next song. Now, here's some dialogue. Here's some dialogue that I didn't put in. I decided to edit it out because... There's like 1 or 2 lines I edited out because it didn't sound right going into the song or exiting the song. And this explains why some of the dialogue was originally deleted out when they were doing this back in 98, because it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit, you know, just the editing of it just seems off. So that explains that. So here's one of the dialogues that I did edit out from the animation video, and it's not in the edited one. This is in the original one. Nobody's heard this. This is one of the lines that Rocky has. This is right before Your Cheating Heart.
Did someone say cheese? Oh, hey. Are we getting our picture talk? No, Bubba, we're gonna sing. Folks, these next 3 numbers are dedicated to Giant Wheel Rider, Merry-Go-Round Mary, and the hot dog ahead. Folks, Miss Henrietta Hatfield.
Okay, so there's that. So now we have Your Cheating Heart. Now... Okay, now here's Your Cheating Heart. Listen to this. We go right from your cheating heart into Cotton Eye Joe. We're still on the first quarter here.
Now clap your feet, stomp your hands. One, two.
Okay, now, Cotton Eye Joe originally ends the way we all know how it ends in the edited version. You know, okay, have fun here today and come back real soon. And then the drum roll comes in, and then that's the end of the first quarter. Now, here's what's interesting. You ever notice that sometimes you'll see the characters move their mouths and then they shut up and one of the other characters is talking? This happens right before Cotton Eye Joe, by the way. When they... Okay, so at the beginning of Rocky Top, if you guys remember, the show starts with a drum roll opening, and Bubba opens up his mouth. He's all excited, right? I'm pretty sure that's why they did that. And then he closes it. And then Rocky starts talking. Yippee-yi-yi, welcome to Wonderland. Now, Your Cheatin' Heart and Cotton Eye Joe, they didn't originally open up with a drum roll because it was one show. It was the dialogue that led into it. So when they edited it, they took the drum roll opening from Rocky Top and put it in front of Your Cheating Heart and Cotton Eye Joe, because all three of those songs open up the same way. The drum roll starts, Bubba's mouth is open for those first three songs, and you'll see Rocky start moving his mouth. Like, you know, but here's the thing. Because it's the edited version, it takes about a couple of seconds, like a couple milliseconds, for the system to read it. So that's why when it starts with Your Cheating Heart, for example, folks, Miss Henrietta happened. You notice when the word folks happens, he doesn't open up his mouth because it's still supposed to be reading it. And then he starts reading it there. Cotton Eye Joe. Antonio is supposed to start saying, now clap your feet, stomp your... But when it starts, Rocky's like... Because it's reading it, because what you're seeing is the original opening for Rocky Top for Cotton Eye Joe. But once it reads the edited software, Rocky will shut up and Antonio will start moving his mouth because it's reading the new edited system that they did in '98. So that's why they're doing that. Same thing with Bubba when they do Country Roads. And they did this even back in 1999. If you look at the '99 video, my dad captured this on the camera. Right after they're done singing Country Roads, Bubba opens up his mouth. You know, right when Rocky's saying, don't miss going up on the giant wheel. Because originally Bubba was supposed to say, good going there, Rocky. Gee, thanks. But it's reading, the system is reading the new edited software that they put in 1998. So Bubba shuts up because he's originally programmed to start talking, and then whoop, and then Rocky will start moving. So whenever you see a character sometimes move their mouth and then stop and someone else takes over, because in the original show, they were supposed to say something at that moment in the show, but it was edited out. So that's why they do those movements sometimes, and you'll notice that. Like again, right when they do Rocky Top, you'll see Henrietta do this. When they sing Rocky Top, sure hope everyone's having a great time. Henrietta will open up her mouth because she's supposed to say, this is going to be a... But she'll be like... And then Hank will go... Here we go, because it's all been edited out. You'll see it. You'll see that happen. So that's why they do that at certain points in the show. So that's Cotton Eye Joe. That's the end of that. And then the next song, which is track 2, which is, hold on. Then you put another quarter in, which is track 2, and that would be Country Roads and Gonna Get Along Without You Now, locked in on one quarter, you know? So, that goes, oh, and by the way, and come back real soon. You notice they say that before Your Cheating Heart and Cotton Eye Joe. Well, that was taken from Cotton Eye Joe because when Cotton Eye Joe is over, they go, okay, have fun here today and come back real soon. They took the end come back real soon and took it from Cotton Eye Joe and put it in front of Your Cheating Heart. Because there was nothing to end Your Cheating Heart. The song just ended originally, and then Antonio would start talking. Now clap your feet, stop. They needed something to end the song because they were splitting these songs into 7 different tracks. So let's take the ending from Cotton Eye Joe and put that at the end of Your Cheating Heart also, but cut off the word and. So at the end of Your Cheating Heart, they're like, it's silence. Come back real soon. But you notice when they say that, it takes a while for their mouths to locate the words. Like, Hank's mouth doesn't start opening until they say, real soon. Like, you notice that. Like, Hank will be like, like, because it's reading the new software. Because when they do this in Cotton Eye Joe, their mouths move, like, synchronized perfectly with that. But because it's edited into your Cheating Heart, it takes a couple of milliseconds for them to read the system. So that's why their mouths are a little bit late on saying it. That's why. That explains that. And you'll see that in your Cheating Heart. You'll see it. So let's get to the next one before I run out of breath. The next one is Country Roads, which is right here. Now, I didn't change Country Roads. When you watch the animated video, that's how it starts, okay? So we go through Country Roads. Okay. Now, I'll show you guys something, and you're going to like this. There's some more... Okay. Now, because, like I said, the animated video, what you're seeing in the animated video is what the show would look like live if we got all the deleted parts back in and we separated all the songs into 7 different tracks. That's what the animated thing is. But because there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of people over-talking other characters in between Country Roads and Gonna Get Along Without You Now, that is... that's very hard to edit. In fact, I think that's why Sally Corp edited out Henrietta's whole backstory before Gonna Get Along Without You Now, because it was just easier just to edit all that out and just have them in silence for 10 seconds and then start the song. You know, that's why they do that for like 10 seconds when you put the dollar in before they do Gonna Get Along Without You Now. So this is the original thing of what you hear, and not all of this was put in the animated video. So here's some more deleted dialogue lines that I didn't put back in. So listen to this. This is in between Country Roads and Gonna Get Along Without You Now. Listen.
Gee, thanks, Bubba. But every time I sing that song, I sure do get homesick. There's no place like a home. Arriva da Chiroma. Hey, did y'all know I went to Rome?
Yeah, you see what I mean? Now that's the part when Henrietta starts talking about her backstory. That part you heard in the animated video. But that was all I edited all that out, not because I wanted to get rid of those lines, but because where do you stop it there? What do you do? And again, I didn't want to lose the original integrity of the edited show from '98, the one that we all know, because I've always known Country Roads to end with Rocky saying, "Don't miss going up on the giant wheel. What a view. Chow, we'll be seeing you." And then Hank plays the banjo riff. Now, here's the funny thing. Those dialogue, because you're probably wondering, well, if Country Roads didn't end like that, where did they find those bits from to end Country Roads on? They took it from Gonna Get Along Without You Now, because at the end of that didn't change. That was still the same. So they took, "And don't miss going up on that giant wheel." They took that, and Antonio saying, "Chow, we'll be seeing you." They took that, and they took Hank's banjo playing, and took that, and said, copy and paste it onto the end of Country Roads as well. But again, just like your Cheating Heart, when Rocky says, "Don't miss going up on the giant wheel," they cut off the word "and." They cut it off, because on Gonna Get Along Without You Now, he's like, "And don't miss going up on that giant wheel." With Country Roads, it's, "Don't miss going up on that giant wheel." They cut it off. That's why. And that's what they did. So that's how those two songs end, and that's the second quarter. Now the third quarter. You get Thank God I'm a Country Boy and Mockingbird Hill. So here's how that was edited. Now this was a different drum opening, because if you notice, there's 2 different drums opening and drum closings, I would say, because the drum roll's always the same, I think. It's just a little different. But there's 2 drum beats that are different. The first one is this. That's the first one. The second one is... That's the second one. Now, the first one is used only the first one is originally from Cotton Eye Joe, but they took it and put it over Your Cheating Heart and Rocky Top, and the second one is from Mockingbird Hill, but they took it and put it over Thank God I'm a Country Boy, because again, Thank God I'm a Country Boy doesn't end with a drum beat. It ends with dialogue, and they move into the next song. So I'll play that for you right now. Hang on. Here it comes. You hear the did-did-did-did? You hear it? Oh, it's fading out. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Thank God I'm a Country Boy. Now that's original. They left that alone, okay? This is the original. So here's the end of Thank God I'm a Country Boy, leading into Mockingbird Hill.
Hey there, everyone.
See?
How you doing, boys?
Now, how did Thank God I'm a Country Boy end? Hold on, I'll show you.
Mockingbird Hill.
Here's Mockingbird Hill. Okay, here's how Mockingbird Hill originally ended. Now see if you can spot out where they took things from this and edited it around. Okay, this is how it originally ended. Listen to this.
Sure didn't sound like Italian birds.
Hey, when you finish riding all these great rides here, come on back to see us.
Have a ride on the merry-go-round for me. Yeah, have a real Wonderland kind of day.
Now those last two lines, they took them and put them in front of Thank God I'm a Country Boy, and after Henrietta was done talking, come on back to see us. Okay, end it there. Put the drum beat there. And that's how it ended. So just to give you guys an idea, that was the original show. Like I said, the first 3 songs are for 1 quarter, the next 2 songs are for the 2nd quarter, and the last 2 songs were for a 3rd quarter. But when they were editing them to get them into 7 different tracks, I think that's pretty much how it was edited. And you'll see the changes when their mouths are moving and then they stop because it's reading the program. That's what I think it would do. And also there's a couple of lines in there that I didn't put in the animated video because I didn't put them in the animated video because for the same reason they probably didn't put those deleted dialogue parts in. They didn't care about the characters. They said, how do we edit this and make it look like a presentable show with 1 song each? Okay, because that's what they were trying to do. One coin or $1 for 1 song. So that is at my best way of explaining how this was all edited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Those are my thoughts on how the Man and Dog was edited. Yeah, so I'll see you guys at Wonderland Pier this summer. I'll be there. Dan will be there. Ian will be there. And any questions you guys got, leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to reply to them. And I'll see you guys at Wonderland Pier and on my channel. Take care.